Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, December 15th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I listen to the universe to see where I can apply new perspectives to my life. And here we are in a full moon and Mercury direct day, so we got some shifty energies. This moon, I gotta tell you, this moon plus Mercury going direct. Mercury threw a few shenanigans at people today, or yesterday. We're without water for, I don't know how long, hopefully not too long. We're on a well system, and there's a piece that needs to be replaced, and we're waiting for it to be delivered. So there's that. But today there was a tornado, not even just a tornado warning, a tornado near my house in California, which they don't really get tornadoes there. So that was a little bit crazy. I said that in the scope, like the song Madness, not the song like the lyrics, but like the energy of madness and the feeling of like, we're all a little mad here and why so serious, and just kind of crazy energy has definitely been floating up to the surface in this full moon. Gemini's like that. On one hand, Gemini just wants things to be good and easy and harmonious, and on the other side, you know, Gemini is a little wild, wacky, crazy. What's the wind bringing? So we're in that with this full moon. Now, on top of that, this full moon is in very close connection to Uranus. This full moon is happening at 23 degrees. Uranus is happening at 24 degrees. Uranus is the happening at 24 degrees. And so being that we're just 1 degree off from the Uranus energy, Uranus just throws a few extra like, whoa, whoa energies into the whole thing. Now, Uranus is always trying to help us evolve and liberate ourselves. And so there's a big part of that, this being the last full moon of this year, which has been a crazy, wacky, Mr. Toad's wild ride kind of energy. But I think it's also in preparation for this incoming year. All the shifts and changes that are going to be coming in with 2025 energy, which is a 9-year. So there's definitely, and I know the Astro incoming, and there's going to be a lot of crazy shifts. And so a lot of times it feels like the universe is saying like, hey, take those steps so I don't have to push you. And I think this full moon is one of those energies where it's like, hey, can you take the steps? So the steps towards change, the steps towards shift, the steps in your own personal evolution, so the universe doesn't have to give you crickets. I don't know if you can hear that. We have a cat toy that sounds like crickets, and one of them really likes it. So, so the universe doesn't give you crickets or locusts or whatever, right? Or give you those pushes. This moon too, the cards I have for it are so interesting because here we have the one hand, we have the suppression, the letting go of what is suppressed, and the sorrow card. So we're feeling and thinking, because this is mind, this is emotion, this is mind, and this is the fire behind it all. We're feeling this, but the universe is like, and even as you walk through that, can you bring in this? Can you bring in the spirit of celebrate everything? Celebrate anything. At this point, can you bring in support from your friends? Can you shake it off, shake it out? And can you look to the future and recognize your creator status? Can you look to the future and recognize that it's bright? Despite how, can't even say it with a full straight face, but like, despite how doomsday some of the world can feel right now, the future is actually bright. There is so much good that we are collectively creating, and we still have to go through some of this, and it's okay. So that brings me to the Sabian symbol. So the Sabian symbol for 23 degrees Gemini is 3 little fledgling birds, basically, I think is what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna look. Because, yeah, 3 fledglings in a nest high in a tree. And now I have to find me so I can come back to here. So here I am. So we have that as our Sabian symbol. And that pulled the song Three Little Birds into my head. There's, you know, I've seen people ask, like, if you knew everything was going to be okay, like, what would you do? And I think we have to lean more into that kind of sense, into that feeling in our lives. Like, it doesn't always feel okay. It doesn't always look okay. There are things that are not okay. And yet, nothing's under control and everything's under control. And it is all okay. And it's all unfolding in beautiful, glorious ways. How are you being called to show up? Can you lean into that? Can you lean into don't worry about a thing? Because the three little birds on your doorstep are telling you it's okay. It's also interesting because the next Sabian symbol has like children skating on ice. And like, it's this feeling of like kind of skating on thin ice. And I think that's kind of how we feel in our lives, in the world right now, skating on thin ice. We're like, oh my gosh, what is this leading to? And yet, in the Sabian symbol, it's okay. The ice is okay. And then we hit the palm trees and the Sabian symbol after. Like if we follow that track of where we're going. And so this is a call to breathe through all of it. This is a call to know what you need to let go of, what you've been holding back, that you need to emotionally process, but also where you need to celebrate, where you need to call in the future energy. Now, being that this full moon is connected to Uranus, like I said, we're going to have the full moon. I don't even know if I said what time it was. 1:02 a.m. Pacific time is the time of the full moon. But then as we move into the day, we have these Uranus transits. So the morning may be touchy. Go slow. Between the Gemini and the Uranus, our nervous systems are probably going to be a little whacked out. Your dreams may be whacked out, if you can even sleep. This energy has a lot going on, and Uranus likes to poke and trigger. So be aware of these things coming up, and can you sit with them in yourself? The moon then moves into Cancer, before we have Mercury going direct. Moon moving into Cancer, 11:21 a.m. But I think we're going to still have some emotional tides moving through with that. So just be really aware of these energies. I really want Sagittarius every year to be a blast because I really do enjoy being a Sagittarius. I love being this sign. I love playing with possibilities and perspective and just seeing where I can elevate. I know it's been a rough go, but hey, 2024, we're doing this. We're finishing this thing up. So, Mercury direct officially at 12:58 p.m. Pacific time is when we officially have Mercury going direct. Does this mean the shenanigans are over? Probably not, especially with Uranus in such close connection and this full moon in Gemini. But recognize, here we begin the third pass over these degrees, the third pass of these lessons of Mercury and Sagittarius, helping us find different perspectives, look in different places, elevate our thoughts, elevate our knowledge, elevate our mind. There's an elevation here, and I feel that in the Yuletide card. I have actually two of them, but in this one, you know, there's that quote, like, you know, turn on the light and curse the darkness, and it doesn't feel like that. Turn your light all the way up to enlighten the darkness. This is the darkness, the shadows in you, but it's out there. Hearing Kanye West, It Can't Always Be Night. That song, right? I don't even know what that song is called, but it can't always be night. Keep turning up your light in and through this. I'm actually going to read this one. It's known as the Marilard. I don't know how to say that. Marilud? It's the High Priestess card, but the write-up was really beautiful, and it really speaks to these times that we are moving through. Unconscious awareness, subtle influences, the mystery, the divinatory meaning. This is really great. Take heed, for the situation at hand is not as clear as it may have originally appeared. There is much more swimming beneath the surface than you're aware of. The Marilud, I don't know how to say it, sorry, is asking you to ponder the subtle forces at play and how you might bring them into a place of moderation and balance. This is not the time to overemploy logic or rationality, but rather to trust your instincts. Feel your way through the situation, and in doing so, you will arrive at a place of clarity. It is tempting to run away from these situations, but trust the Mari Lude. She will kneel for you to climb onto her back. Give your gut feelings the attention they deserve, and clarity will come in doing so. Oh my goodness. I had a little lion arrive right I said that. Let's introduce the lion. Come here. Aw. This is the little lion boy that's been spending some time with us. How do you feel about being on camera? He's not sure about it. I had a dream a few months ago that Mahalo was sending me a boy cat, and then this little boy showed up, and we're figuring things out. So this is Lion-O, if you know the Thundercats. Joe named him after Lion-O on the Thundercats, and he's a big boy and a little tiger and a lover, and also the one playing with the crickets. So there's a little lion to grace us in this full moon energy and to help us move through all this craziness. So I'm going to leave that there. FYI, year ahead readings, working on those. I'm going to put the offer officially down in the comments below for this, so you can check out that offering. You can email me about that. I am finally setting up the readings as we have Mercury direct. Everything in me was like, just wait, and so I've been listening, which is not always easy. Gift certificates for holidays also available. Email me for any of that with any questions you may have, or any general reading as well. And besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.